our Prime Minister speaks, I want to say how pleased we are that Senator Mobina Jaffer has been long engaged, very committed to this work, not only in terms of Southern Sudan, but also around the Darfur question. And so Senator Jaffer, again...
Senator,
Prime Minister, could you use a few words to us? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Your Grace. Tout d'abord, c'est un grand honneur pour moi d'avoir l'occasion de vous adresser la parole dans le contexte vraiment des problèmes qui existent au Soudan et certainement dans l'Afrique en entier. It's a great honor for me to be here. It's a great honor, I must say, Your Grace, for me to be able to speak. And given the fact that the last time that you gave a sermon, it was a very long sermon, I'm going to try to set a different example. It was a very good sermon.
good recovery.
I want to go to heaven. The first thing that I want to do is I really want to thank the co-chairs for the Canada-Africa Association. Canada, as you know, has essentially a very strong interest, a very strong relation, and a very strong sense of understanding of the challenges that the people of Africa face. And essentially, when you look at the way the world is unfolding, if Canada cannot play a major role in Africa, then I don't know where Canada can play a major role. We have to. It is in terms of whether it be the Dakar resolution, in terms of education of young people, primarily young women, and whether it be the terrible fight against AIDS, whether it be the necessity of bringing peace to so many war-torn societies, our responsibility as a people, in terms of the people of the African continent, remains very, very clear. And so I want to congratulate you for everything that you have done and in the way in which you have brought us here. In terms of the Sudan, I also want to add my words to Jean. I had the opportunity of visiting the Sudan with Senator Jaffer. Her understanding and her unique contribution, which I must say was testified to by the authorities in the Sudan. I mean, it is one thing for your own government to say good things about you, Senator, but I've got to say that when all parts of society that I had the opportunity to meet in the Sudan testified to the great contribution that you were making, made me feel very, very proud. As Jean has said, this is indeed a joyous occasion to celebrate the bringing of peace between the North and the South. I think we understand, however, that peace between the North and the South certainly does not mean peace in the Sudan. There are still many areas of conflict, and obviously, and the overwhelming specter of Darfur continues to haunt us all. You said you wanted to look into my eyes and say that you're too tall. But if I got up on my perhaps we could do that. What we can bring, I believe, to the Sudan is multifold. There is no doubt about the necessities in terms of education, in terms of healthcare, in terms of the amelioration of the terrible, terrible plight with which the refugees find themselves. I would hope as well, however, that we will be there for the much longer term. I would hope in terms of institution building, in terms of the building of the great pillars of democracy, that we will be there. I would hope that we can be there along with the African Union in terms of maintaining the security of the Sudan. I would hope that we would be there as the Sudan rebuilds. The partnership that we can extend, a partnership that began in the terrible plight in the middle of civil war, I would hope is now one that we can continue through peace building. As the pillars of democracy are put together, there is within this country, I believe, enormous skills. We are a federation. We know how a federation works. We are a democracy. We know how a democracy works. And then if you want to see how it shouldn't work, come to question period. But we have the institutions, I believe, of democracy and how a people come together. When you take a look at the original foundation of this country, think about Canada. Canada, the two founding nations back at the time with pre-Confederation, the English and the French, traditionally at war with each other. Two religions, Catholic and Protestant, traditionally at war with each other, and within the Protestant religion, dissident faiths traditionally at war with each other, and we put all of that together, and we built a nation of peace, understanding, compassion, and generosity. And I do believe that we must take advantage of that, to work with you in the long term towards building those institutions. And I also believe that in the short term, in terms of healthcare and education and alleviation of the terrible tragedy of those refugees, that we can continue on and build on the work of Senator Jaffer. We intend to do that, and I want to thank you for the occasion.